Drop the point. Drop the point. Drop the point. Drop the point. No zero ham bone. Gonna drop the point. Drop the point. No zero ham bone. What is the point? Drop the point.
Hello world and welcome back to another episode of Drop the Point. I am Hambone and I'm joined today with Xero. What up, Xero?
Not much, man. $10 emotes are a thing, aren't they?
Oh my goodness, don't even get it started. Troy might pop on to your microphone and go ballistic for round two.
He just appears out of nowhere. $10 emotes!
Right? There better not be any $10 emotes out there. Well, if you are unaware, Eververse Trading Company is live in the tower and you have some silver to spend. And Iron Banner has returned, and we're going to talk about a little bit of all of that. But first, let me get some formalities out of the way. If you want to send us a question about gaming or Destiny or whatever else, you can send that to onpoint@aimassistgaming.com, or you can follow us on Twitter @aimassistgaming and tweet at us, and we'll tweet you back. So with that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump on in. First, let's talk about Eververse. Obviously, we had a pretty heated discussion about Tess Everest returning to the tower with things for purchase from real world money. And now it's live. So all the debate they can all be answered here today. So is Tess Everest and Eververse Trading Company a good thing for Destiny, or is it horrible? What do you think?
I think it's fantastic. They're going to make so much money off emotes. It's ridiculous. I know there's plenty of people out there that are like, oh, I don't want to pay for this. Well, then don't do it, because plenty of other people are going to pay for it. I promise you.
Absolutely.
They're going to make a lot of money on this. And that's a good thing, because if we all love this game, we want the game to make a lot of money, so they keep making more game for us to love.
Right. I completely agree. I thought it was very strategic. You know, I'm always looking at the marketing and the PR stance of everything. And I love how you get 400 silver and the Carlton is 500. You know what I mean? I loved that tactic. I thought that was awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it works out actually though, because I thought, I heard a lot of people. That was the first thing I heard a lot of people say when I got on yesterday, was that the same thing. Oh, it's 400. We get 400, but the best one, the two legendary ones, are 500. And I was like, but you can still buy two, right?
Yeah.
Like you can still buy two. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's not the one you really want, but you still get two. So I mean, to me, I'm like, I definitely see what you're saying about the marketing, but I was like, you at least get two.
Right.
I mean,
you got to keep it positive, and a lot of those things were pretty freaking funny. At least coming from like a troll factor.
Slow clap is my thing, dude. Like, I haven't bought one yet. Like,
yeah.
But the first one I buy is probably going to be the slow clap. I don't know what it is, but that's just my thing. Like, I'm like,
yeah,
that's the one I love.
See, I actually ended up with something similar. The one that I really wanted and ended up purchasing was the congratulations one, where he does a clap and he's like, hey, you good job. And I bought it purely for troll purposes. Like,
right.
You just clutched and got all 3 kills in trials. That's a clap it up moment. That's even
right.
the slow clap.
I've heard about this. I think someone out in the Destiny universe has called this the emote meta.
Oh my goodness. Let's talk about that for a quick second. On Guardian Radio, Mr. Bife made a mention that the emote meta is real and that this is actually going to change the way the game is played. Do you agree?
Sort of. I mean, I guess I could see what he's what he's saying, where it's like, because okay, like if you look at like any NFL team, like the guys get the war paint on their face, and they, some of those guys go out on that field trying to act like an animal and not a person. Like they're like, I'm gonna eat you, and it's like, so I get like the intimidation factor, and then I also understand like the emote and the Destiny equivalent would be like you killed someone, so like you got this slow clap emote where you're like,
yeah,
good job, buddy. Like, so I get the points of like, okay, well now you're getting under their skin, and now you somehow have created an advantage, but it's not. Like, to me, I'm like, it doesn't really matter, because like there's two things for me, and this is my personal feeling just as a player. It's like when I die and somebody does something like that. Like there's games where I'm getting, like my team's getting smoked. Maybe I'm in there just solo queuing and I'm with a bunch of blueberries, and I'm just like, well, I'm not gonna win this game anyway, so what do I care? Or two, it's like the other thing is like you've seen me in trials when people start teabagging.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's like no. Now I turn it up. Like now
Right.
you got me ready to I'm gonna show you why you don't do that until you've won the game. So I mean I don't know. I think it's all perspective and how you look at things. I love them. I think they're awesome.
Absolutely. I think it adds good value into the game and gives us something else to do. And like you said, it's not being forced down your throat. So if you don't want to do the Carlton, you don't have to. I did,
Or
before
even if
we
you
move
want to
on.
do it but don't want to pay for it, don't do it.
Right, don't do it. Before we move on, I did want to bring up what you had mentioned off camera here about the database and how there were some things that were discovered by some people. So if you want to enlighten us about that, that would be awesome.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know what the items are called because I didn't get a chance to look up the items and see. I just saw a few threads about this, but and Luke Smith made a statement, and of course, what a Bungie, any Bungie employee might have to say due to contractual obligations or legal obligations to the company. They might have to, not necessarily lie, but they might have to approach things very politically. So what Luke Smith's, I've seen people saying like Luke Smith's just saying that because he doesn't want us to not buy the emotes. But I'm like, this is what we talked about on the show last week. It's not conducive to Destiny for certain things to be sold. Items being one of them. Like, some of the things on there they were talking about, like better drop rates in King's Fall, better or more smoldering shard or moldering shards. I'm sorry, I always call them smoldering,
Right?
Just because I'm like they're crap. I hate these things, and so I disrespect them by calling them smoldering shards.
Right, you just got disrespected, Shard.
Right, and so I'm like, I don't. Who cares if they sell, like, I've seen a lot of people upset about XP boosts.
Yeah.
Like, I saw a couple items, or supposedly there's a couple items where you could fully rank out a subclass, or you could go from level 1 to some level. From my understanding, that item didn't specifically say level 40, but essentially you would think that most people would want to warp to level 40.
Right.
But to me, I'm like, I don't give a crap. Level up to level 40. Unlock your subclass. I don't care if you want to pay 10, 15, 20 bucks, whatever they're going to charge you for that.
Right.
Have fun. I don't care.
Right.
I'm not going to do it. I'm like, I can definitely see value in buying emotes. I don't see the value in, for me personally, because I play
Right.
enough where leveling a character to 40 or unlocking a subclass isn't relevant. Like, I'm going to do that in time anyways. Like, it won't take me that much time. But the other thing that I'd like people to kind of think of is silver is identified as something in your inventory in the game. It's not like there's silver on your account where it's like, okay,
Right.
well, my account has this much silver. Like within the Destiny universe, when you're in game, you can easily go into your inventory and see silver. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that silver might not be a drop in, like, say, Nightfall. So I definitely see that. I definitely think Destiny might add a way to obtain silver in the game. And if that's the case, if there were some things that might drop, help the drop rate. I'm not saying I want to make this very, very clear. I'm not saying I want them to implicate a thing that makes better drop rates in raids, because then I feel like they'll handicap the drop rate, so you feel like
Right.
you need the drop rate increase to get anything. But I'm not necessarily opposed. If they keep the drop rate at what it basically has been for the duration of Destiny, well, maybe a little better, because it's been pretty abysmal.
Right.
I still never got a Fatebringer. But, silver drops on somewhat of a consistent basis. I'm not saying I should be able to farm 2,000 silver in a week. But, like, if I could get to, a couple hundred silver in a week, or, a month I had maybe 1,000, and I could buy some of these items without a ton of pain or a lot of money, I don't see a problem with some of these items coming to light and actually being something in the store.
Right. And Deej did mention in the weekly update that there would be a way for us to acquire more silver if we're playing the game from now until December. So it's not unlikely that, like you said, they tie it to some type of daily activity or something, or a nightfall reward or whatever. But it's good that it's in the game, and we have to remember that Bungie is a business. And in order to get new players in that are going up against guys like you and guys like me, they may need a couple of those advantages. That's just leveling the playing field. So I'm not opposed to people being able to get on par with where I am quickly, because I've already gotten over that when they got rid of a whole bunch of weapons from year one and everything else that we've had to go through to realize how the game continues to evolve. And I think this is just another example of that. So I'm good to go. But let's move on to some Iron Banner really quickly. I know now that you have your sweet dance moves and your new emotes that roughly cost around $2.50, by the way, not $10.
Wait till the exotic ones come out.
Yeah, wait till those exotic ones come out. Iron Banner has returned, and I want to know what's your go-to setup for weapons for Iron Banner.
All right, go-to weapons so far in Iron Banner have been for primaries. Hawksaw is universally accepted as one of the best PvP guns currently. Mm-hmm. So I like that one. I dabble with my Herjadi. I have a Suros PDX scout or a pulse rifle that I like too. Those two are kind of like, there's no good reason not to use the Hawksaw over those two. Right. But kind of the surprise to me was, as I've been using what is it? The Suros. I think it's the scout that ends in 47. I cannot find it on my.
Oh, the DIS? Is it the DIS or something like that?
It's the scout. Yeah. Yep, that's the one. I've been using that one quite a bit. I've actually been using my NL Shadow quite a bit.
Nice.
And the biggest surprise to me is my Suros Regime.
Ooh, I've seen it and experienced it firsthand. That's a murder.
It's a murder right now. As far as like secondaries, this is pretty quick. I've been dabbling with the Hereafter. I still love my 1,000-yard stare more than that scope. And just because I gotta say it here, I have not put the Chaperone on, but I hate that gun in Iron Banner. So many shotgunners that are like, oh, they got rid of shot package. I'll just use this gun.
Right. Yeah.
That's all I gotta say about the Chaperone. Other than that, I've been using my Qualum's Terminus.
Terminus, yeah.
Yes, and then occasionally my sword. And this is ridiculous. I don't know if you know this, but did you know a sword blocks a rocket? If you were holding that block down, you block a rocket, dude.
I've seen it. I saw it on More Consoles channel, actually, when he did a couple tests to figure out what killed you with a sword. Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah, it's insane. I was like...
I think it takes 2 rockets, right, to kill you with the sword?
I don't know. I don't think so, because when I did it, I didn't even know I was going to be able to do it. I picked up heavy ammo, I had my sword on, and I was on a map where I was like, oh, this isn't a great choice to have my sword on right now. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to see if I can, like, this guy, I'm going to see what I can do. And, like, this guy was coming up, and he clearly had rockets. He goes, shoots a rocket, I put the block up, and he shot his next rocket. I had the block up, and didn't die, and killed him. I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this
Swords
is insane.
for the win. Swords are OP out there. For me, I'm rocking the Hawksaw, as you said. It's really amazing. But other than that, I'm actually rocking the Smite of Marion, which is the raid pulse rifle. It hits for an astounding 33 when you get a critical shot. So 2-shot, 3-shot is very much a possibility with this gun, as long as you're accurate. And the recoil is not so bad. So I'm going back and forth with those two. In my secondary, it's rock solid. It's all 1,000-yard stare, because it's the one that I have leveled up to 309 or 308 or something like that. And then in my heavy, I'm also using the Qualum's Terminus, because it's amazing. It's a very stable firing platform, a lot of range on that machine gun, and it's also from the raid. And yeah, so those are our quick setups there.
Yeah, and Warlocks, tweet at us or comment in this video. I've seen a lot of Warlocks running that Talaluk.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to hear how that's faring. Because I'm gonna actually try it the next couple days. I'm gonna have mine probably tonight or tomorrow, and I'm not gonna do trials I'm not gonna do IB on this Warlock and probably till Sunday. I'm gonna try to do my Titan and my Warlock on Sunday, since
Right
the
on.
XP boost is so high.
Yeah, the Talalak or the Talek or however you say it, if your super is full,
pretty sure it's
it
Talalak.
increases a lot of the stats for that gun and turns it into like a beastly thing while you're supered.
It's a Sunsinger's dream.
Yeah,
It's
really
like a
is.
rebirth Sunsinger's dream, because he's like, well, I'm not going to use this until I want to pop back to life anyways.
Right. And then you
So-
come back to life and your gun has just changed.
Right.
So that is amazing. So yeah, we'll talk some more about some trials and stuff in upcoming weeks here. But before we get out of here, I did want to let you guys know about the breast cancer awareness stream that we are hosting on twitch.tv/AimAssistGaming. That'll be taking place October 16th through the 18th. We'll be hosting 24 hours on our channel. And then the Dames of Destiny will actually host the second 24 hours on their Twitch channel. So yeah, we have joined together to raise money for an amazing cause, something that's all very near and dear to us. And we have some amazing people stopping through. Dado, Triple Rec, Bungie's gonna be there, Planet Destiny, Crucible Radio, Worst Radio Show. I mean, we can go on and on. So I promise you this event is gonna be jam-packed with all your favorite community leaders. And we want to see you there. Support the stream, donate if you have the means, but even if not, come and hang out and enjoy what we have to offer. Lastly, this Friday on our show, on the podcast, we will have Morla, the voice of Eris from Destiny, the actual voice actor, and
Wah,
we
wah,
will
wah,
have-
wah.
right?
Sorry,
Drop
that needs
the
a-
point
that's
on
a
that
hand-
one, baby.
That's a hand horn moment if I've ever heard one.
That is a ham horn moment for sure. So that is a huge get for us. So if you want to see her and talk to her and ask her some questions and stuff, pop into our stream this Friday at 9 o'clock Pacific, where we will be doing that. And that will be actually right in the middle of the charity stream. So it should be pretty bonkers. But I'm Hambone. He's No Zero. And we'll see you when we see you.
$20 emotes.
Drop the point.